Hi guys, this is Cross Silver Clips Gaming TV and welcome to part 19 of my Boyhood Dream series on FM 2015 with Gillingham FC. And apologies for the delay in videos recently. You know, I was talking about the moving back and potentially having a little more time to record videos. Turns out it's gone complete opposite direction and I'm finding myself spending days away from home, away from a PC and having very little chance to record anything. So apologies for that, but I'm going to try and not let the series die completely, and we'll be looking forward to trying to turn around the very bad run that we find ourselves in. So let's just have a quick recap on where we are. Rooted to the very bottom of the Sky Bet League 1. We are 12 points away from safety, and there's only about, well, let's work it out. So there are 15 games left in the season. We're already 12 points away from safety, and yeah, things are looking a little bit bleak for us going forward, unfortunately. I have made a potential signing which might turn things around, but if we get relegated is going to end up crippling us, which is a shame, but we shall see how that goes. And I'll let you know about that one probably if the signing comes in the well, actually, we'll get in this part because I tend to do 2 games per part. So, yeah, things not looking good. But I'm thinking I probably will end up surviving relegation. I have asked the board for a new contract because I've only got a 1-year deal, which they have agreed to. So we'll be seeing that offer on the table next time around. Yeah, and I'm kind of looking forward to that whatever happens, because I talked about it at the start of the year and the start of the series. The trouble you have with Football Manager is that you inherit the squad that the team is starting with for the 2014-15 season, when ideally I would have wanted to inherit the squad that ended the 13-14 season, stripped it bare and completely rebuilt it. So I'll be looking to do the same kind of thing whatever happens at the end of the season, I think, because I think, unfortunately, as is shown by Gillingham's form in real life as well, I've inherited a squad that just doesn't quite have the ability that we need to succeed, as is shown by us being 12 points away from safety. Right, so let's throw in a little quick pick and see where we're at. So I've been having a little bit of a rethink about my strategy, and I am going to go with this option of the 4-2-4, which is what I prefer to play, with Dickinson and McGlashan on the 2 wings. Big reason for that is I'm not particularly sure that it worked with the diamond. Doug Loft had a couple of injury issues and it's just starting to come back for us now. Started of the season really well, and if he was still in that form, he would be sitting there with Pritchard in behind. But the Pritchard move hasn't worked particularly well. I don't think having a holding player in there has helped with our defensive woes. And even though Heskey is currently injured for, let me just remind myself, 2 to 3 weeks, I would expect that if I've got Earnshaw with his poaching abilities and Heskey with his ability in the air, if these two can whip in some remotely half decent balls, these guys should be able to stick it into the back of the net, and you could expect that we are going to leak goals, because every team I've had on Football Manager since I've started on YouTube seems to leak goals, so not a whole lot that we can really do with that. Also, a couple of loan signings. Ryan Kent came in from Liverpool, but I think it's Liverpool he's from. Yeah, currently out for 3 to 4 weeks with a twisted ankle. But we do have Jordan Lussey and Cameron Brannigan have come in from the same position, coming from Liverpool, who we've got an arrangement with. They are our parent club. As much as I despise Liverpool and am a sort of, well, Everton are my adopted Premiership team, it's all about business, honestly. Up against Peterborough, who I've played with in FIFA 15. Got some very good players. And I'm kind of a little bit jealous of the squad. They've got Jack Payne, ex-Gillingham man when we're in the Championship. One of those midfielders that I really enjoy watching, that just seems to have so much time on the ball. Even down at this sort of level, we get closed down all the time. Michael Boswick was at Ebbsfleet way back in 2007 when I did that My Football Club thing, and looked like a good player there. But he's really sort of kicked on and cemented himself as a league centre-back, amongst others. Peter Lovenkrantz, The ex-Newcastle man, 35-year-old, but still got some very good stats on him, unfortunately. So we've got that to worry about as well. Yeah, and they've got some good young players in the mix. Ferdinand is a good one for the future, possibly. But anyway, yeah, let's get to it and see how we get on. So we've got Brannigan, the Liverpool loan signing, alongside Bradley Dack, Earnshaw and Luke Norris, who is our sort of rotation option at the striker position, because Cody Mack is currently injured as well. I hate to say it, but I don't think that's been a particularly huge loss this season, because Cody Mack hasn't bought his shooting boots at all. So that's worked well, telling the lads to go out and get revenge. Let's see how we get on here. I might have a little rethink about my signing that I have tried to make, because I didn't realise how precarious our league position was. I mean, still 45 points up for grabs, but we need a lot of results to go our way. So John Egan well in. Chance for Fish to dispatch it upfield, which he does. But it comes straight back the other way. McGlashan smacks it into his own player. Fish tries to play out of trouble. Doesn't go well, and Kane Ferdinand picks up. Jack Payne in there pulling the strings. And Connor Washington, great finish. Little bit disappointing there. I think the keeper could have done a better job. Beaten effectively at his near place. Good finish, actually. So Boswick cutting the ball out. Lovenkrantz in behind to Robinson. Oh, that's too easy. That really is too easy. This is horrible. 12 minutes gone. We've barely got a touch on the football. And they're just ripping us to shreds. Matt Fish, I'm guessing that is. Beaten in behind by Lovenkrantz, who's not exactly quick, but Fish just lost him. Boswick chance to blast one. I'm trying to think what I can do to try and turn around these defensive frailties, aside from the move I'm thinking of making. But I'm, again, doubting whether that is the right move after all. You'll see if he accepts the contract. And Brannigan gets a foot in, but comes straight back at us. Okay, chance to mount something. Dickinson into the channel for Norris to run onto, which he does willingly. First sniff he's got any touch of the football, really, in 37 minutes. But the quality wasn't there. McGlashan cutting the ball out into Earnshaw. Can he finish? Yes, he can. Rob Earnshaw's third goal in 2 games, I think it was. But that's what he brings to the table. Ball over the top. Knows where the goal is. Straight in and dispatched nicely. And that's one advantage we do have, is now we've got Earnshaw up there, we've got someone that can stick the ball in the back of the net without fail, we would hope. Just got to stop conceding at the other end. Right. See who I've got to replace Brannigan. I could throw Pritchard in there, or Jake Hessenthaler actually. Or Jordan Lussey, but I think I'll keep it going as it is for now. Maybe I shouldn't. Brannigan giving the ball away. Madsen on the ball. Another very good young player that Peterborough got. I think he's 19 or 20 years old. Very direct in the midfield. Can play up front as well. So Egan having a little nibble. Tried to get foot in. Madsen makes space. Washington trying to get his second. Just into the side netting. Or is it his third now? I don't know. Looking very lively. We just managed to scramble it away. Bradley Dack well in on the yellow card. Bold challenge. Washington denied by Stuart Nelson. Great reaction save there. And he comes out and grabs the ball as well. Dispatches it upfield. Again mopped up by Boswick. Too easy. And the ball's coming straight back out as Madsen draws another save from Stuart Nelson. Earnshaw picks up. Loses it straight away. Ugh. About as frustrating as watching the Gills is in real life. I've had 20 years of it. And now I want to play a game, have a bit of fun, try and take him into the Premier League and all that stuff. And I get the exact same thing. Oh well, at least it's realistic. Let's give Lussey a run out for Brannigan. Glashing well in, but he's taken out, loses the ball in the process. Fish to Earnshaw, tries to run with it, and again, dispossessed. Far too easy. Earnshaw to Lussey, just on the field, tries to find Dickinson. Can't quite squeeze it in behind. Calvert comes out on top. Earnshaw, second of the game, brings us level. Offside. Ooh. I thought with that delay it was going to be offside. But fourth goal in 2 matches, I think, for Earnshaw. Little touch of offside there, to be fair, I think. He's hungry for his hat-trick and skews it. About as wide as you could possibly skew something. Dickinson to Lussey, up to Earnshaw on a hat-trick, makes room for the shot, and then loses it. Got a touch of the Emil Heskey about him. Gets himself in a bit of trouble and falls over under little to no pressure. Jack Payne, no backlift, going for the top corner, finds Rosette. And no hat-trick for Earnshaw because he's just got crocked. And I'm short on strikers. Brilliant. Okay, so Dickinson can play striker, so we're going to have to throw him up top. Haven't got much in the wide areas though. As Doug Loft, trust me, is not much of a winger. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's go with that. Only other option would be to change formation. But we need the 3 points here if we can. Well in, John Egan. But no one there to pick up Jack Baldwin. And after coming back from 2 goals behind, it looks like we may well have thrown that away. Just like we threw away in the last game, it was 3-3 against Sheffield United in the end. Great challenge by Egan, but Raphael Calvert went the wrong way. Seemed to just stand his ground or move away from the ball, if anything. That was the Peterborough player that was quickest to it. So dying embers of the game. Loft spreads it out to Fish. Good ball. McGlashan needs to do something with it. Said he's dispossessed. And ball's coming back the other way. So back to keeper. Needs to dispatch this upfield. Which Nelson does. Loft beaten to it, but falls to Dack. Chance for McGlashan to run. Doesn't take it. Instead goes back to Fish, who smacks it backwards for Washington to run onto and make it 4-2. And that is the end of that. Wow. Not quite good enough, unfortunately. This is not the time for a consolation goal. Would not have been happy about that. Flashing through to Dickinson, who's taken out, but full time anyway. Oh well. It's all very positive stuff there as I give the players a dressing down for that performance. Cameron Brannigan out for 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, so this is a signing that I was thinking of bringing in. Jonathan Woodgate, 35-year-old centre-back. And I'm going to go for it. Just need a bit of help at the back. And looking at his stats, we've got Raphael Calvert in on loan, who I have been largely impressed with. But Woodgate, stats-wise, is the best defender that we now have. So maybe that'll shore things up a little bit. I could do with clearing a bit of room on the wage budget after that. Try and work out where I can go with it. I need to try and get rid of Lewis Carey, I think. Let's do that, try and free up a bit of room. Not really got any other options as far as centre-backs go I could offload. Was Carey given free transfer? John Marquis has come on loan at Gillingham in real life at the time of recording this one and has been banging goals in left, right and centre, but not doing it for Bury so far. Gillingham proposed contract renewal talks. Okay, fair enough. New contract for me. Okay. That's good. So 1.7k a week? Mental. I might have to get my coaching badges. Although I say that, they go and look at my YouTube channel for my form as a manager. I don't think they're going to be particularly impressed. Right, next, it's very pleased that Gillingham have seen sense for retaining a manager who believes is capable of great things. Okay, fair enough. Saying that we're going places, yeah, we might have to drop down a division before we climb back up, but never mind. Maybe we'll see things improve a little bit defensively. Nice Carey as vice captain. Jonathan Woodgate appointed as vice captain. Yeah, I'll take that. Makes sense to me. Joe Martin doing okay. No significant changes. Okay. Few increases in his mental stats. A little bit of a technique increase, but not a whole lot to write home about. 26, we're not expecting huge improvements in Joe Martin. He's one of those players I might be inclined to try and keep around if we do get relegated, but it comes down to wages at the end of the day. Okay, so MK Dons. Calvert Woodgate is going to slot in alongside him. So our star centre-back pairing, if you like. Fish and Martin are going to stick in at the two full-back spots. Pritchard slotting in for Dak. Is that due to fitness? No, it's not. I think I'd like to keep Dak in there, to be honest. Dickinson, McGlashan, Norris and Earnshaw. So how are we doing fitness-wise? Emil Heskey, 11 days to 2 weeks. Cody Mack, out for 3 months. So that's him gone for the season, unfortunately. about Leon Legg. Do I need to keep him around? I think as we did to try and balance the books a bit, I'll have to get rid of Leon Legg. As we say, rebuilding job, he probably wouldn't have stuck around at the end of the season anyway. So, fairly happy to do that. Just have interest if I've got any centre-backs coming through. Never mind. Okay, let's get to it. Oh, that's a turn up for the books, actually. Rob Earnshaw hasn't been cropped too badly. And he's going to be back in the side for this game. So, there we are then. We've slipped even further back. Barnsley have made up another point on us. Squaring off against MK Dons, who are top of the table by 8 points. Okay. So, bit of a challenging game here. Seems like telling the lads to kick on and get revenge is working quite well, so we'll stick with that plan. Benicophobe, the Arsenal man. It's been good form this year, apparently. Woodgate, little ball into Norris. Doesn't quite work out. And Benicophobe slots home. That Joe Martin not keeping tight enough to him. Yeah, Martin's left him go. Does well to make up the ground, to be fair, but tries to come in from behind and jostle him. Need to try and get goal side and put a foot in. Dickinson hacks clear eventually. Phobia again. Looking very sharp. Dele Alli, star of the future for MK Dons. Future England player, potentially. That's if they're not wheeling out Rooney at like 38, claiming he's a central midfielder now. Seems to be the plan. The current England manager reckoning that Javier Mascherano is the #1 player in the world. Kind of forgetting about that little lad called Messi and that other bloke called Ronaldo. Might have deserved an honourable mention. And sure, ball in, McGlashan on the end of it, and maybe should have at least hit the target. Drawn a save, got bobbling around in the box. Okay, let's get attacking formation underway. Let's get after this game. Bradley Dack going to be in trouble for that. Yeah, straight off. Wow. You could tell that looked a bit vicious even from here. Okay, well that's That's mucked me up a little bit. Got to make a double switch. So we're going to do Pritchard in alongside Hessenthaler, loft in from McGlashan, throw him up top because we need goals. Let's try that. Fish to Earnshaw, into loft. Stuart Nelson picked up a knock. Still comes up with a save, but I've kind of done my usual and offloaded the substitute keeper to make room for wages. I tend to put one of the youth lads in there, but if Stuart Nelson goes down, we do not have anyone of any reasonable kind of quality to go in between the sticks. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Nelson gets a bit of catching practice. Powell in behind. Nelson with the save. Woodgate missed the header. It's a bit worried. Loft, that's a terrible pass. Terrible, terrible pass. Could have set Earnshaw, I think it was free, but instead he just given the ball away, brought it straight back in the other direction. Gets involved defensively this time, but... That's Sommer hammering home. Putting the game pretty much beyond doubt with 10 minutes left to play. So Earnshaw to Norris, in behind. Just needs to finish, doesn't apply it. Earnshaw does. 5th goal of the season. 5th goal in 3 games, I think it is, for Earnshaw now. David Martin, good first save. But there's the poacher coming in behind. So, you know, if I'd got Earnshaw at the start of the season rather than Heskey and he was on this kind of form, we'd have been about mid-table. We would have been fine. Well, I say that. Earnshaw's still not scoring enough goals to balance out the amount we're conceding at the other end. Might have just got a few more draws as opposed to losses. Useful I could keep him next season though, I guess. Norris well in. Last minute of the game. Need to dispatch it goalwards. And again it comes back the other way. Just can't do anything in midfield. Can't keep hold of it. Seems like McGlashan and Dickinson, although neither of them are on the field right now, are fairly ineffective. Don't get a chance to just get the ball at their feet and run at people. Oop, that didn't go down well. So Stuart Nelson out for 3 weeks. Issue a warning, which he accepts. That's Leon Legg gone. How are we looking about budgets now? 36. Cool. Okay, so wage budget is looking alright. We've got room to play with after doing that. Can I grab myself a goalkeeper? That's about the only... I hope I've got any names I recognise in this lot. Kelvin Jack. Ex-Gillingham man. I'm sure that's going to tell me that he's absolutely awful, to put it politely. Well, he's for Blackburn under 21s. Can't get him on loan. Can I grab him on an emergency loan, maybe? Better than nothing. Cool. 1 month loan deal. If we can get Eastwood in. Come on, Jack. Not good. Oh, and he's retired anyway and become a goalkeeping coach. Fair enough. Notice actually, if you look at the free transfers, Robert Pires is available to sign. And I did cheat a little bit. I did sign him and have a look at his stats because he was apparently too expensive to scout. And he's horrific. He's like half a star. The now 41-year-old. Right, okay, so we've got Simon Eastwood in from Blackburn, the 25-year-old. 1 month loan deal, so he's going to tide us over while we haven't got Stuart Nelson. And actually, I've already done 2 games. This is normally the point where I call the part. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Next time out, we have got Yeovil, and who else have we got? Barnsley. So let's take a quick glance. Barnsley are down there, round about where we are. Yeovil, about mid-table, where I wish we could have been. We are still 14 points away from safety with 2 less games to play, which is a little bit disappointing, but we'll just deal with it as best we can. So thanks for watching, and apologies for the lack of videos recently, and I will catch you next time. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and any feedback you got for me down in the comment section, I will pay attention to it and try and bring it into effect. But I think, judging by this, we might be in a bit of trouble this season, if you haven't realised already. Never mind.